I'm going to take a couple minutes just to talk about one of the tools I'm using today, and that is my little homemade man lift. Now, this gives you a lot of advantages. It's like a rolling scaffolding. I've used this thing for lots of different projects, obviously painting, or maybe not obviously painting, but there's some drips of paint in there. This was a crate that I got a commercial walk-behind mower on from China, and I got the crate because I said I would assemble the mower myself because I was impatient, didn't want to wait. So what did I do with it? Well, I put some angle iron at the bottom, right here, and that goes all the way around and attaches to the bottom of the little stubby legs that are on this thing. And I use that to create a lip so that I can put these 2x4s in there. So they're just laying in there loose, and I've busted many of them over the years, and even got a wider board to go in on this side, which I had to kind of notch out. I did it backwards, put the notch this way instead of that way the first time I cut it, so that one's a little custom. But that last little slot, you can stick a 2x4 in there, but then you kind of have a little gap to the next one. So I thought if I cut those out, I'll be able to get a more solid in there, and that does create a real good solid surface on this side. And this side, you know, the 2x4s can be a little loose and move around. So I guess that's my safety speech. Don't do one of these things, really. Don't make one. They could be dangerous. But I've used it for laying blocks and painting buildings, and today I'm going to use it to help on the tiny house, the lake house, and I thought I would give a quick overview of what it is. So those two braces I added on this side is because it didn't have as much structure as it did on that side, so I added a couple angle braces there. And I added one to this side as well. I don't know if that's absolutely necessary or not, but this entire top rim is bolted on, so I could take that top off if I needed more reach, but I usually don't. I may have had it off once, but I keep it on there to give you more stability so you don't fall off of the stupid thing. The other thing that's really cool about this is that I have on the back of here a universal mounting plate, and that's not going to come out for that whatever reason. I got this at auction. Actually, a buddy was at the auction and he bought it. He bought a stack of 3 or 4 of these things, and I thought, what in the world is he doing with all those? He said, oh yeah, you need them for everything. Well, I talked him into selling me just one of them off of his stack, and so this is what I used it for. I welded up this crate to it, just down that side, in the middle, along that other edge, and voila, it fits on the Bobcat. This is an incredible, useful piece of equipment. Keeps me off a ladder. So when I get up in the air, there's 2 methods I can use to get up into this thing once it's lifting, which generally what you want is somebody to drive the Bobcat, and then you just ride in the bucket and they lift you up and down. Now, of course, there's a sticker there that says no passengers, so technically you can't do that either. But if I have a driver, that's a great method. If I don't have a driver, I'm all by myself, I lift this thing up, and then you got to do the other thing that this says to not do, and that is avoid death from the blowing of the hydraulics. There's a picture of it right there. That's probably my my favorite thing. The bucket comes down and, you know, would kill you, no doubt, if that came down unexpectedly. So again, don't do this, but you could also put out the safety arms back there so that it's locked in the up position. Those pistons would push out and it wouldn't go all the way to the ground. So that is a safety measure that you can employ to make this safer when you get on and off with the bucket lifted. But once the bucket is up, then you climb up and down with a ladder, which I do sometimes. I just stick a ladder up to the side of it and climb up of it and get in there. The other thing I do is I go around the back of the thing, climb up on the back of the bobcat, just kind of scrabble up there any way I can. I'm using these things for handholds a lot of times. Then you get up on there, up on the roof of the bobcat, and then once you get up on top of the roof, then usually it's a pretty easy step up to this part of the bobcat, which will be way up in the air. Come across the top there, and then you're into the bucket. So that's kind of a quick overview of this little man lift, I guess you would call it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thanks.